President Trump is moving on without his one-time advisor Elon Musk after the explosive fallout between the two men. In a blitz of comments to US media, Mr. Trump says he isn't interested in making up with the tech billionaire in the wake of their extraordinary online feud.
And I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore, but I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem.
As a bitter war of words develops between Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and alleging that he is named in the files of the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
What if I told you the feud between Donald Trump and Elon Musk isn't just about politics? It might be about secrets powerful men don't want exposed. From Epstein's files to Diddy's darkest parties, Elon is hinting that Trump could be protecting more than just his legacy. And with whispers of a presidential pardon on the table, the real question becomes, who's saving who? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear flips everything upside down. Elon Musk has finally spoken out, breaking the silence on Donald Trump's alleged deeper connections with Diddy, and even suggesting that Trump may be laying the groundwork for a future presidential pardon to shield him when the heat rises. According to Musk, this isn't just politics, it's money, influence, and whispered deals happening behind closed doors. The way he laid out the puzzle had Joe Rogan genuinely taken aback. Now, if you've been following the scene closely, you already know one thing: Musk and Trump are no longer allies. Despite chatter that they had buried the hatchet, Musk's absence from Trump's latest White House dinner with Silicon Valley power players told a different story. The snub only fueled speculation that the rift is still very real. Musk is even hinting that Trump himself might be entangled in Diddy's games, a bold claim considering the stakes. But this feud didn't explode overnight. What began as a strategic partnership, a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours arrangement, slowly unraveled into a very public clash. Trump took shots at Musk, accusing him of chasing policies that served Tesla more than the nation. Musk didn't stay quiet. He fired back with his own bombshell, that without his influence, Trump never would have secured the presidency in the first place. On X, Musk posted, "Without me, Trump would have lost. Democrats would control the House, and Republicans would be down to 51 to 49 in the Senate." And he didn't stop there. Musk also blasted Trump for approving a massive spending bill without so much as letting him, or Congress, review it. What started as an alliance of convenience has clearly spiraled into an ugly rivalry, with both men determined to have the last word.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is.
Trump, of course, pushed back hard. He flat out denied Musk's accusations, insisting that Elon wasn't some insider pulling strings but simply another tech figure with his own agenda. According to Trump, Elon didn't know everything, despite Musk painting himself as the mastermind behind key political wins.
A great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore, but I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem.
Musk didn't just push back. He went full throttle. Post after post, each one sharper than the last, he launched a barrage of shots aimed squarely at Trump. Then came the bombshell. Musk alleged that Trump's name appeared in the notorious Epstein files, hinting that this could be the very reason those documents have never surfaced publicly. Trump wasted no time firing back. His counterpunch was brutal, threatening to strip Musk of government subsidies, branding him ungrateful, and flexing his enduring political clout. But while the online slugfest dominated headlines, a quieter and far more dangerous narrative was brewing in the background. Enter Diddy. With federal charges looming that could lock him away for decades, his name became intertwined with Elon's latest hints. Musk suggested that Trump's ties to Diddy might be more than casual, and that Trump could have more to lose if Diddy ever decided to talk. Because Diddy's empire wasn't built only on music and parties, it was also about influence, access, and high-stakes networking. According to former bodyguards and insiders, some of his lavish gatherings weren't ordinary celebrations at all. They were exclusive, anything-goes freak-offs, attended by celebrities, royalty, and even political powerhouses, leaving behind whispers that many in high places would prefer stayed buried.
I don't think it's only celebrities going to be shook. He had politicians in there. He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there.
So here's the real question. If Trump ever attended one of those infamous parties, and with federal investigations now tightening their grip, could he be quietly preparing to shield himself with the ultimate political weapon, a pardon? Musk insists these aren't baseless theories. His hints map out a web of influence, wealth, and buried secrets, with Trump sitting right at the center. History backs that suspicion. When it comes to pardons, Trump has never been shy about using his authority. From Lil Wayne to Kodak Black to Michael Harrio Harris, his final days in office were marked by a wave of high-profile clemencies, some granted for loyalty, some for political advantage, and others to secure goodwill with influential communities. On January 19th, with his presidency winding down, Trump pardoned more than 100 individuals, including Lil Wayne. The very next day, he commuted Kodak Black's sentence and freed Harris, the co-founder of Death Row Records. But the case of Diddy? That's a different story. By Trump's own admission, the friendship soured long ago. Back in 2012, Trump once described Diddy as a good friend. Since then, politics and public criticism have drawn a wedge between them. Still, when pressed about the possibility of granting Diddy a pardon, Trump didn't dismiss the idea outright. "Nobody's asked me," Trump told reporter Peter, almost casually. "But I know people are thinking about it. They've come close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening." I haven't been watching it too closely, though, obviously, it's getting a lot of attention. The way Trump phrased it left the door cracked open, not a yes, not a no, but a reminder that influence, loyalty, and speak louder than justice in his world. Trump, when pressed further, downplayed any current relationship with Diddy. "I haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him in years," he said. "He used to really like me, but once I entered politics, things seemed to fall apart. I only know what I've read, some not-so-nice comments here and there, but nothing directly from him." Insiders close to Diddy, however, paint a more complicated picture. They confirm that while Diddy holds no love for Trump, he's still quietly pursuing the possibility of a pardon. That revelation flips the whole pardon narrative upside down. This isn't about friendship or loyalty. It's about leverage, protecting secrets, shielding powerful figures who'd rather the spotlight never turn their way. And this is where Elon Musk's commentary pushes the story into even darker territory. Musk has repeatedly brought up the unreleased Epstein files, claiming Trump might finally make them public if he regains the presidency. According to Musk, that list doesn't just feature random names. It reportedly includes billionaire heavyweights like Bill Gates, LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman, and others who have funneled their support toward Kamala Harris. Musk's implication is clear. Part of the reason Harris enjoys such strong backing from certain billionaire circles is pure self-preservation. If Trump wins, those files could see the light of day, and the fallout would be catastrophic. As Musk put it in a conversation, some of those billionaires are terrified of that outcome. Hoffman's uncomfortable. Gates too. The unspoken truth? This is no longer just about politics. It's about survival in a game where reputations, fortunes, and entire legacies are at stake. Elon doubled down, arguing that many of the same elites entangled in Diddy's world, and even Epstein's orbit, are the first to pass judgment on everyone else's morals. According to him, it's a strategy. Condemn others loudly to divert attention from your own skeletons. "It's kind of strange," he said, "that the very people caught on those tapes are the ones lecturing the rest of us about morality." Musk called it a preemptive moral strike, a way to frame themselves as righteous while masking their own questionable behavior. He even went so far as to flip the democracy narrative on its head. Those who accuse Trump of being a threat to democracy, he argued, are the ones who actually pose the bigger threat. During his sit-down with Joe Rogan, Musk went further, dropping names. He pointed to celebrities like Jennifer Lopez, who has been outspoken against Trump. Musk questioned why someone so vocal now stayed silent when she was once romantically linked with Diddy. "She's warning people about Trump," Musk noted, "but how many warnings did she give about Diddy? 0. He and Rogan also highlighted how many names tied to Diddy's infamous parties are now openly throwing support behind Kamala Harris. To Musk, that alignment speaks volumes, suggesting that what's really at stake isn't politics, but the desperate attempt of powerful players to keep their own secrets buried. But now Elon's flipping the script. While many predicted his fallout with Trump, few thought it would unravel this fast, or this brutally. Musk now claims he regrets ever backing Trump, insisting that the only reason the Epstein list remains sealed is because Trump's own name is buried inside it. If Musk is right, Trump's rumored willingness to pardon Diddy isn't just a political favor. It's a calculated chess move, an attempt to silence someone who might expose what the elite were really doing behind closed doors. And Diddy's indictment isn't tabloid fodder, it's a mountain of allegations. Conspiracy, multiple witnesses, tapes, and those infamous freak-offs. It reads like a dossier straight out of a federal playbook. The real danger, though, lies in the implication that political figures weren't just aware of these events, they may have been present, or at the very least, watching. That pushes the fallout from celebrity scandal into the heart of governance itself. Musk's theory is stark. Trump may actually need Diddy alive and compliant, because if he talks, entire networks of power could collapse. A pardon, then, wouldn't simply rescue Diddy, it would safeguard Washington itself from secrets too explosive to surface. And let's not pretend this is wild speculation. Musk is connecting real dots. Trump has a record of handing out controversial pardons. Diddy is staring down charges that could put him away for decades. The Epstein files remain sealed, names hidden. If Musk's hints are even half true, pardons in this world aren't mercy. They are shields, protecting a hierarchy of wealth and influence from accountability. When pressed on the possibility of pardoning Diddy, Trump kept his answer vague but telling. "Nobody's asked me," he said. "But I know people are thinking about it. They've come close to asking. I'd have to look at what's happening. I haven't followed it too closely, though it's getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him, I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me, but once I got into politics, that relationship seemed to fall apart. I only know what I've read, some not so nice comments in the papers, but nothing directly from him." But let's be real, Trump's history with Diddy goes way back. The two moved in overlapping circles, shook hands at the same elite events, and very likely exchanged private words behind closed doors. If the sealed Epstein files do, in fact, tie powerful figures together, and if Diddy possesses testimony or evidence that could connect those dots, then this pardon talk isn't about kindness, it's about control. Trump protecting Diddy might ultimately mean Trump protecting himself, making sure certain secrets stay buried while the public only sees the version of the story they are meant to. Online, the speculation is already raging. One commenter flatly wrote, "Didn't Trump party with Diddy? Photos don't lie. Neither do tapes." Another added, "Diddy and Trump are the same. Diddy has Trump's secrets." And one blunt take read, "Birds of a feather flock together." With Diddy's sentencing locked in for October 3rd, the countdown has officially begun, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Courtrooms are often places of cold procedure and rigid law, but in this case, the drama spills far beyond the courthouse walls. The entire world is watching, waiting to see if justice will run its course or if power, money, and influence will once again tip the scales in favor of the elite. The prosecution has not walked into this battle empty-handed. They've assembled what they describe as a mountain of evidence: eyewitness accounts, digital records, testimonies from insiders, and a string of allegations that paint a troubling picture. From conspiracy charges to wild accounts of so-called freak-off parties, the case reads less like a legal brief and more like the script of a dark Hollywood drama. Federal prosecutors are determined to convince the court, and the public, that Diddy is not just guilty, but guilty enough to warrant decades behind bars. But here's the twist. Amid the thunder of indictments and court filings, a quieter, far more explosive conversation has started bubbling up. Whispers of a Trump pardon. Yes, the same Donald Trump who is no stranger to the art of pardoning controversial figures. From rappers like Lil Wayne and Kodak Black to industry titans like Michael Harrio Harris, Trump's final days in office were marked by a flood of unexpected clemencies. Sometimes it was about loyalty, sometimes about politics, and other times it was simply about flexing the raw power of the presidential pen. So, when people suggest that Diddy might be the next in line, it doesn't sound as far-fetched as it should. Could a man facing decades in prison actually walk free because of his connections to political power? Could the machinery of justice be short-circuited by the influence of someone who knows how to pull the right strings at the right time? And it gets even darker. Some argue that this pardon talk isn't about friendship, loyalty, or generosity. It's about survival. If the sealed Epstein files ever see the light of day, if names start pouring out into the public record, if testimonies from insiders align with what the public has long suspected, then we aren't just talking about one man's future. We're talking about the collapse of reputations, the exposure of powerful networks, and the potential reshaping of American politics. Think about it. If Diddy holds evidence, knowledge, or even just the threat of what he knows about who attended his infamous gatherings, then he isn't just a defendant, he's a liability. Pardoning him, then wouldn't be about saving a music mogul. It would be about preserving a wall of silence, a protective shield ensuring that the secrets of the elite remain locked away. And the online community has already connected the dots. Social media is flooded with speculation, memes, and fiery debates. Some users bluntly point out, didn't Trump and Diddy party together? There are pictures. There are tapes. Birds of a feather flock together. Others argue that this entire spectacle proves what many have suspected all along, that the powerful don't play by the same rules as the rest of us. For the everyday person, a criminal charge means the full weight of the law. But for those who move in the highest circles, justice is negotiable, bendable, and often escapable. Still, not everyone buys into the pardon theory. Skeptics argue that the political cost of such a move would be enormous, especially with Trump under his own legal microscope. To step in and shield Diddy could ignite a firestorm of backlash, potentially undermining whatever political capital he still holds. Others suggest that even Trump knows there are some battles not worth fighting, some associations too toxic to revive. But then again, this is Trump we're talking about. Unpredictable, defiant, and often willing to double down when the world expects him to fold. So where does that leave us? On one side, a prosecution team determined to make an example out of Diddy, stacking their evidence higher with each passing day. On the other, the looming shadow of political power, whispers of presidential favors, and the undeniable reality that pardons have been handed out before to figures just as controversial. And hovering over it all is the specter of the Epstein files, a sealed vault of secrets that could upend the credibility of billionaires, celebrities, and politicians alike. Diddy's sentencing isn't just about one man's guilt or innocence. It's about what kind of system we live under. Is it a system where justice is blind, where no amount of wealth or power can shield someone from accountability? Or is it a system where the wealthy elite bend the rules until they snap, protecting each other in a tangled web of favors, leverage, and silence? As October 3rd approaches, one thing is certain. The outcome will ripple far beyond Diddy's career, his legacy, or even his freedom. It will serve as a test of how strong, or how fragile, our justice system really is when it collides with the highest levels of money and influence. If Diddy walks away free, pardoned or otherwise, it won't just raise eyebrows. It will raise alarms about the true balance of power in America. So now the question stands. Will this be the moment when the gavel falls on justice, or will it be yet another chapter in the long, troubling saga of how the powerful bend the system to their will? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. The next jaw dropper is loading.